Good morning, mateys, and welcome to Ironwood Monument, Arizona. I am at Steve and Okies and Lucas. Uh, it's a beautiful morning. It's a little overcast, surprisingly, but I know we're not going to get any precipitation today. That would be astonishing if we were. It is nearing what they call monsoon season, so there will be rains coming, but I don't believe we'll have any today. So it's manana and marana, as I say, and it's 92 degrees in Marana, which is basically our nearest locale. Um, Jeff's here. Welcome aboard. Traveling Mike is here. Welcome aboard. Haven't seen you in a little while. Linda Barker. Kobe is here. Sonia with a J is here. Welcome aboard. I think I saw, yeah, Rose is here. And Timmy Ray. Welcome aboard. Carol Walters. Glad you're here. William is here. Kyle is here. Steve is here. He lives here. he'll he'll join us live right sitting next to me in a little bit. We just wrapped up our brunch, pretty much breakfast. I took my pills, so don't you worry. I took my medications. I'm being religious about it. I have water. I have this. Absolutely, I love this cup that Copper Queen gave me. I have my sandals. I'm comfortable. I'm happy. 92 degrees. I'm in my glory. Now, in about another hour from now, we'll probably retreat indoors, but we are making plans for the weekend. Um, Steve's going to get one of the Jeeps out, and I believe tomorrow we're going to go up to Jagged. Is it Jagged?
Ragged Top.
Ragged Top.
Ragged Top.
I always say Jagged. I
Ragged
don't know.
Top is kind of jagged.
Ragged is jagged.
Yeah. Hey, so there's a pirate on my front porch. I came out to investigate, and here you are.
Here I am. Here I am. You never know where these pirates are going to pop up.
Mm-hmm.
The pop-up pirates. Far out. Steve wants to know where this awesome place is. Well, look around you. So we have had actually, Steve has had a busy morning. He's completely cleaned out the motor home, and it's tucked away in its little home carport, if you will, for the next trip, whenever that may be. So lots of chores been done. Some watering has been done. Lucas has had his fun time and done the snake patrol, which you can see a couple videos that are posted prior to this live stream that you may want to check out. But the person you'd really want to check out is this guy here, Desert Adventures in Arizona. We actually watched some of his videos that he's made. We watched a couple of them last night on the big screen TV. He was able to cast it to the TV.
You know what? When somebody comes to visit and you have a captive audience, what do? You show them your videos, right? And your photos, right? So right. Captain Jack was sitting in the chair he had to watch.
Yes, that's right. It's kind of like some of us remember back when we'd go to visit the grandparents. And they had a trip to Arizona, the Grand Canyon, or somewhere, and we'd be 6, 7 years old. And we'd have to sit through the slideshows, whereas we would prefer to be outside on the sidewalk riding bicycles. But we're at Grandma and Grandpa's. You better do what you're supposed to do at Grandma and Grandpa's, including slideshows and Super 8s. Actually, if I was doing the grandpa thing, I would be doing the Super 8s with my grandchildren because I have quite a collection of Super 8s. Not with me. I know Tina's wishing I should take some of those and transpose them into digital quality. Well, that actually costs a little bit, although I suppose I could learn to do it myself. Well, there's somebody that's getting ready to go camping.
That's one of our neighbors. He's leaving for the summer.
Ah.
That's Dave next door. He's taking his fifth wheel.
Ah. Next door, Dave.
Yeah, and he's heading back to Oregon for the summer.
I see.
The fifth wheel is really hard to keep cool here in the summertime. So he's trying or planning on building a shade structure, but so far he hasn't talked the county into letting him do it yet. So he's gonna. And Lucas is chasing the neighbor dogs off that are running around.
Yes, I saw a gentleman walking one of his dogs. He had his water bottle with him. I mean, it looked like they were going on a little longer excursion, perhaps.
Yeah. There's two black labs that live next door, a mom and her son. And that's who Lucas is chasing away right now.
He's on the job.
He's on the job.
And the doves keep coming in. I found a seed pod. I don't know if it's too dry or what kind of pod it is.
That's an acacia tree. And yeah, it's
got 3 seeds in it, it looks like, maybe.
No, I think it already broke open.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, this is the half of it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I wasn't sure.
That's acacia.
The breeze was it was scooting across the sidewalk, and I thought a bug was coming at me.
Oh, yeah.
Making a little bit of noise.
Snake. That's good.
Kyle, good morning. Carol's here. Let's see if I'm missing anybody. We'll do the Ray thing, Van Life Rocks. Dead air. I mean, scrolling. Jeff, I hope you're feeling well this morning. Rose, you've already told me you're feeling better. Phil, Leo, welcome aboard. Diane Phoenix is here as well. We got quite a group already. For my part, I haven't really done anything except the videos. I have the battery now charging. I finally opened up the Vivitar drone that I purchased. I believe it's almost going on 4 years that I've had this brand new drone in a box and never opened it. It's not an expensive one. It's just I've purchased it to learn. All the controls are similar to the more expensive models of drones. Before I invest in an expensive drone, I want to make sure I'm not going to crash them and things like that, and get a little more. I've never flown a drone once, and that disappeared immediately.
Well, drone pilots that own drones, there's 2 types. There's pilots that haven't crashed yet, and there are pilots who have crashed yet.
Well, in the book here, I found the instruction booklet, and it says right up front.
Good job, Lucas. 1
or 2 pages in, it says, "See Steve."
Oh.
It says beginner and novice level pilots should practice flying with experienced pilots until suitably experienced in flight. So that's why I put your name there.
All right.
And then up here it says, do not allow children or the infirm to operate your drone.
Well, without adult supervision.
Yeah.
So I'm here supervising you. You should be good.
Yes. Our only problem is that this afternoon, Steve and I are going to be unsupervised because Oki is going to town with a friend.
She's actually leaving in about 20 minutes. She's going to go shopping with our daughter.
Which should be a grand time.
Yeah, that's a mother-daughter thing. You got to do that once in a while.
Absolutely. So there's no telling what will happen around here while she's gone. We got Lucas, and he's not all that good at supervising us. In fact, he's more of a leader into instigations.
Yeah.
Well, we are having an excellent time here. I have the the hostesses with the mostesses. And yes, I have laundry to fold. As you've seen probably from my one of my videos, I showed the laundry, I think part 1. So, but that was an experience. 40 some years easily since I've used a clothesline. And I also know what I'm going to get Oki for a hostess gift when I get somewhere near Dollar General. I'm going to get her a couple boxes of clothespins. She needs a few more.
She has them. She's got them tucked away for when they don't work anymore.
You're right.
When they fall to the ground, then she'll get out a new one.
Okay. So she's got enough out there that have broken that I'm thinking she needs a replacement.
She would appreciate that.
Yeah, I know. It sounds stupid. You know, you're supposed to buy your hostess like a scented candle, a Yankee candle. But no, Oki would probably prefer to have clothespins.
Something usable.
Something practical.
Practical, yeah.
Yep. Timmy Ray, welcome aboard. Yes, the dog is a cutie. And other things too. He alerts us if there's a snake in the yard because he's been trained for that. Knows to stay away from the snake. We talked about that a couple days ago. An amazing animal. And he's a rescue. And that is also awesome. And he chose Steve and Oki. Told him when he was at the shelter, he said, take me home. And they did.
Yeah. So we were walking through. We lost 2 of our dogs, a couple years ago, within 4 months of each other. One was 16. That was Maggie. And Duke was 14 in 4 months. He was our chocolate lab. And we went a few months without dogs. And, after having dogs most of our lives, and when you don't have one around, it's different. When you're used to not having pets, it's okay. But we love animals and we love having a pet around. So one morning we woke up and I said, "Okay, let's take a walk through the Humane Society and just see what is over there." And so we did, and we're walking around, and I was kind of targeting a small dog like Rose has. She has Skyla, which is a medium-sized, beautiful dog. And I wanted one about Skyla's size that we could travel with, and or like a poodle size, And so we're looking around. We picked 2 dogs, one smaller dog, and then as we're walking through, Lucas zeroed in on us, and he just stared at us and followed us like, take me home, I'm yours, please rescue me. And so what they do is once you pick a dog, you tell them what you want, they'll take the dog into a penned area, and you sit down and you meet the dog and see if you're a good match.
Right.
And so they asked, okay, which dog do you want first? And we said, well, bring the Labrador in. We'll talk with him first. And he came in and he stuck to us like white on rice. And he was licking and kissing us. And,
Aww.
It was just love at first sight. And so we played with him for a while, and we said, okay, this is our dog now. He's picked us. And we brought him home, and we've had him a couple of years now. He's about 3 years old. We think July, he's about 3.
Okay.
And he's doing really well.
So we'll call him a July 4th baby.
Yeah.
That'd be appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
A celebration. When you're talking practical things, you might as well consolidate a few things together. So we'll do Lucas's birthday and the United States of America birthday on the same day. And I think we'll do it on the 4th. We'll let you know.
Lucas weighs, Phil asked a question. Lucas weighs about 85 pounds. Not quite. He's about 70. 67 the last time. He's eaten a lot of snacks the last couple months. So he's probably around 70 pounds now.
Welcome aboard, Phil. If I didn't catch you, I know Nancy has come in. Welcome aboard. I wondered about you because I hadn't heard from you.
Sue's here too.
Sue, yeah, okay. And Sonia with a J is here. Somebody else came in. Diane Phoenix. And somebody else, I think, came in besides Sue that I missed. Maybe.
Did you
Maybe
say hi to Sonia?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
She probably doesn't remember that I said hello. Oh, Georgianne, that's who I missed. Yeah, welcome aboard, everyone. Got quite the crew already this morning.
18 people.
Yeah, I know. Jeff is here, Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. Welcome aboard. Rose has a dog named Skyla.
She's beautiful too.
Yeah, I
She's
remember.
Really lovable.
Yeah, I remember. I met Skyla at Quartzsite.
Skyla's between 48 and 50 pounds now, which is perfect for her size.
Yeah, healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. People saying hi to each other. So then, your plans for us tomorrow is to probably what 9ish in the morning, or maybe
No,
or something
I think
like that.
we'll be earlier.
Earlier,
yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's getting hot. Yesterday you saw what temperature?
Yeah,
112.
112.
112.
That's what it was when we got back from addressing the truck issue. The truck is now at a repair shop in Sierra Vista, which is roughly 100 miles from here. So we won't know too much about it until Monday afternoon or Tuesday, what the damages will be as far as repairing it.
There go the neighbor dogs. See the two?
Oh, yeah.
2 labs.
Zoom.
Chase them all the way down to the edge of the property.
Oh, that's fun.
Get out of here. This is my yard. Get out of here.
That's terrific. Yeah, it is getting a little bit warm, Jeff. And I'm learning. You know, my anticipation, actually, originally, I didn't think I'd be here when it was getting quite this warm. I figured I'd be here till, mid-May. I'd be home in Michigan by about mid-June. Well, that's actually been extended out a good month to 6 weeks now due to the my health situation and the truck situation. But I'm liking it because I'm learning. I'm experiencing Arizona in the winter months, and now Arizona in the close to summer, and it's a big contrast, and it's a reversal for me. I mean, yes, it's summertime in Michigan, and Michigan can see actually 100 degrees from time to time, but not like every day 100 or more degrees like it is here already. It's not summer yet until a couple weeks from now. Last night I was standing out in the backyard when the sun was going down about 8:30. Took a couple pictures, and the breeze. There was about a 7 to 10, maybe 12 mile an hour breeze coming in, and it was warm. It was 109 degrees on the thermometer reading, and this is at 8:30. And I'm standing out there in the yard watching the sun go down and taking a couple pictures. And I was reminded of that song. I don't remember who the artist was, or the actual name of the song. But some of the words go, "There's a warm wind blowing the stars around, and I'd really love to see you tonight." It was a perfect analogy to how beautiful it is out here in the desert. A warm desert breeze. It was comfortable. I mean, it's 109, but the humidity is only what, 10%?
Yeah, 10 to 12% right now.
Right. So we do have to stay very, very hydrated.
Good job, Lucas.
All the time.
Good job.
Hydrate.
Chased him away. Yeah.
A little bit of salt is important. Steve and I get a lot of that through popcorn snacks and things like that.
Yeah.
And I use hydration in my nose, my nasal passages, because I know that I've had issues with low humidity in the past, in Michigan, as a matter of fact, during a cold winter snap where it was only 0 to 15 degrees each day, and the humidity in my home, because I didn't have a humidifier and I wasn't conscious that I was going to have a problem, the humidity had dropped to 15%. And I blew out I had 2 aneurysms in my nasal passages. And, let's put it this way: good thing that I remembered the number to 911 or 911 because I was bleeding. I was bleeding a lot. Lily is here. Fantastic. How you doing, hon? Good to see you. As you can imagine, I know you're going to say, "Where's Okie? Where's Okie?" And she's getting ready to go on a shopping expedition with her daughter.
She's not a camera person. She
Right.
doesn't like to be on camera. The only time I get her on camera typically is when she's running away from me.
I managed to have a candid shot of you and her standing here by the bird feeders. It was neither one of you knew I was taking the picture. I was trying to get Lucas, but you guys were in the picture. So I used that for a thumbnail for part 2. Okay, that's it.
So tomorrow we're going to go to Rag Shop. We'll take TJ, as I call him. He's a 2003 Jeep Wrangler with about 4 inches of lift. I'm not sure you can climb in there, though. You may need a step ladder to get in. But
we'll have to go down to Sierra Vista and get my step ladder then. So
we'll
200-mile round trip.
We'll take the drone and I'll fly up in that area and we'll look around. It's a beautiful view from up there. You can see this whole valley from up there. And it's a good example of the Sonoran Desert.
Well, now that I have what I need for Annie, Lily, I have the separate SD card. I think I do. I may not. Well, we'll get by. One way or another, I'm going to take Annie with me besides Sundance. As you know, Sundance. But I'm going to take Annie, your gracious gift to me. And I think up there with Steve and doing the 4-wheel drive and cruising around, that video is probably going to be produced on your gracious gift of Annie. So that'll be fun to play with that. I'm not quite ready to play with the drone yet. I'm not going to do that. Probably not until maybe we'll fool around with that on Monday. We'll see. We're playing it by ear. Sometimes I smash my ear on the keyboard here and get some interesting tunes.
And so we'll head out maybe 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Sounds
usually up at 5.
Yeah,
doing chores around the
chores
place,
and walking and snake checking.
Head out about 7. We'll spend a couple hours out there, get back here, and watch Captain Jack Scrapper. Because I haven't seen your videos you uploaded this morning yet.
That's true. I actually haven't seen them either, but I think they're okay. So then you want to slam at it and put in a couple of 15-amp outlets out here to this afternoon?
Yeah, maybe.
I've done many of those.
Yeah,
I can do that. I can help. I can even do it to code.
All right.
Wow, we've had a lot of traffic this morning.
Yeah.
It's probably about the 4th car I've seen in the last 10 hours.
So we call them weekend warriors, the people that come out to play in the desert.
That makes sense to me. If you're bored in the city all week long, working in an air-conditioned office, By the way, I have determined that it's not the doctors who get to play God out here in the desert. It is the air conditioning mechanics or technicians, if you will. They are God.
That's right. When your air conditioning goes out, You pick up the phone and you say, "Pretty please," and "Yes, sir," "Yes, ma'am." You butter them up as much as you can because they're really busy this time of year.
Tempt them with chocolate and tell them the chocolate's going to melt unless you come help me.
The UPS driver I run, or Oki runs Gatorade out to. And when he brings our Jeff Bezos packages.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When he brings them to the gate.
Jeff Bezos packages. I love it.
We'll run Gatorade out there because those guys don't have air conditioning in their trucks.
That's true.
And they're really uncomfortable.
I don't think they wear pantyhose out here like they do in Michigan.
No.
In Michigan, they wear pantyhose because they wear shorts year round.
Right.
You know, it's because they're lifting and picking and running and da-da-da-da-da. Trousers would actually get in the way. But the pantyhose keeps their legs warm and gives a good circulation. So we always tease our UPS drivers that UPS drivers wear pantyhose. So does FedEx. Okay, Sue, thank you for coming aboard. Give Bob a hug for us. I didn't catch what Timmy was talking about. Let's see. Did they finally figure out what's wrong with the truck? No, they haven't even looked at it yet, Jeff. It's sitting out in their front yard. They were closed yesterday when we dropped it off. But it's right by their gate, and probably first thing Monday morning they'll jerk it in there. The tow truck driver managed to get it into neutral, which I was grateful for because he didn't have to drag it onto his flatbed. So probably saved a little bit of rubber there. He also discovered that I have a fuel leak. Here's a new problem. But oddly enough, the fuel leak only appeared when the truck was, at a almost 40-degree angle being dragged up onto the flatbed of the truck. Apparently, on top of the fuel tank, there's a pinhole perhaps, or maybe around where the float goes into the tank. I don't have here's the nicest thing about having a vintage vehicle. I don't have to worry about dropping the tank to replace the fuel pump. The fuel pump is on the engine block, the old flapper kind. Simple, easy peasy if I ever have fuel pump problems. I can remember doing that. I had a 64 Chevy pickup truck, and the fuel pump stopped working. Well, I didn't get around to getting a fuel pump and didn't know what to do. And then Dad said, well, why don't you use that electric one that's sitting up there on the shelf? Bingo, hooked up a 12-volt electric fuel pump, and off I went. I never did replace the mechanical fuel pump on the engine. It had it was a 283.
Yeah, the newer vehicles, you virtually can't work on them anymore.
Right, that's true.
You have a computer, to read them and.
Yep. I have one of those cheaper plug it in
code reader.
And they actually do work. They're not anything like Scotty has. Scotty Kilmer. We all love him. Yeah, nothing as sophisticated as he has. However, I will say that Scotty has said that the cheap ones aren't so bad, to get you started, to kind of troubleshoot what might be wrong with your vehicle. But then you go, oh, well, kind of I know what might be indicated as what's wrong, but how in the hell do I fix it? There's 4 oxygen sensors. Which one? Do I replace all of them? And then in Michigan, if the O2 sensor has been on there more than 15 minutes, it's rusted. Look at the hummingbird.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them. There's another one on the other side. That's just amazing. I don't know if I can catch it on. Try. Oh, off he went. Maybe he'll come back. He's over in the tree branch. No, not that bird. That's a dove. Yeah, the birds around here are very distinct and prolific. Prolific? Is that a word?
There's a whole bunch of them.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a
flock.
whole mess of them.
A
There's
flock.
a whole mess of birds. Well, we've actually had a lot of doves dying out here, and we don't know what's causing that.
Huh.
Whether it's the heat or whether there's a virus going around. I asked our friend across the road, Karen, who is a birder. And,
right.
She said there is a virus going around, but it's hard to say. Now that you turned around, there he goes.
Oh, yeah.
That one's kind of skittish. When we move, he flies off. But anyway, we don't know what's causing the doves to die. We've probably found 8 or 10 of them on our property here.
Really?
Yeah. And they're just laying on the ground dead. We don't know why.
That's going to cause an increase in mourning doves.
That's right. Yeah.
Here comes Lucas. All right. Traveling Mike said something and I missed it. I think William. Good morning, William.
Hi, best friend. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Doing very well, William. I'm in good hands with Steve and Oki.
Okay, so you supervise. That's great. That's great.
Yes, yeah.
Right. I've been texting you and calling you. I talked to you a couple times. Just want to make sure everything's okay.
Yep.
Right, you're good?
Yeah, everything's good, William. Thank you for calling.
Much love, my friend.
All right, you too. God bless.
Tell Steve I said hello.
I will.
Hello, William. Good to hear your voice.
Hey, Steve. How are you?
Good, good.
You got to keep those videos coming.
Oh, yeah.
Every day at work. I'm on free time. I watch them. Absolutely.
Appreciate it very much.
I'm not going to keep you because I know you're on a live stream. Much love.
He's got a pirate in his yard, so he's got more content now.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go.
All right. Catch you later, brother.
All right.
Bye-bye. See, I think Timmy's looking for clues. I'm not sure. You think we really should play the game? Guess the channel?
9:30.
We're a half hour into it. Yeah, I agree, Jeff, that especially when you think of birds passing away, you don't really think about doves so much. You see starlings dead. You see, unfortunately, sparrows. Often you find those passed away. Typically, I think that's from natural causes or perhaps age. A bird's life, so to speak.
And these are fairly large doves by comparison. So maybe they just aged, they're old doves and they just passed away. I don't know.
That's interesting.
They just got through, with their laying their eggs and hatching their babies here over the last 6 weeks or so. So I don't know if that's related or not. We don't really know.
Good one, Jeff. I still fish for scrap, believe it or not. There's 2 or 3 smaller pieces in my camper that I've managed to find alongside the road that I just couldn't resist. Some copper, some brass.
Oh, Jill just popped in.
Oh, great, Jill. Welcome aboard. Diane, no, Holly hasn't bothered me too much. She's screaming at me to come home and hang pictures in her apartment and a few other things. And I've told her, I'm sorry, not getting there probably until July. And she's like, no, you promised me the end of June. I'm saying, I'm sorry, I've been delayed. She'll get over it. You just saw the rig? You drove by my rig, Jill? You're over by Whetstone? commandeer it. Good one, Jeff.
She wouldn't get very far yet. Maybe a couple more days.
Right. Exactly. At least it's the truck, they managed to put it in neutral, which means there could be less wrong in the transmission, hopefully. Because if they were able to get it into neutral, it could be a clutch disengage mechanism, which I think they call it the throw out bearing, which would be much less expensive to repair than to replace the entire transmission.
Do you have any idea how many miles might be on the truck?
Actually, no. I would say over 100,000.
Yeah.
The engine was rebuilt at the odometer shows 31,000, but unfortunately the cable is broke, and so I would guesstimate 40,000 total on the rebuilt engine right now. As far as anything having been done to the transmission, transfer case, differentials, I have no clue at this point what the history is there. How hard has it been driven? I don't think it's been driven very, very hard. The son was kind of customizing it, with the sport steering wheel and all of that, but I'm pretty much hoping to eliminate that and go back to the original standard steering wheel, and then I'll be able to install the standard turn signals lever and things like that. So we'll see. That's on the wish list is a fuse block. It's not that I need it right now because I don't drive at night and it doesn't rain here, but eventually, in a month or two, I would like to have working windshield wipers, working turn signals, the ability to drive at night, actually have tail lights, things like that, which are all controlled through the fuse block, which has aged enough after 40 some years in the desert that it is pretty much disintegrated. The plastic has gotten brittle. The fuses just rattle around when you try to push them in place, and they appear to be making contact, but whatever else is involved in the inside components of that fuse block, I think are toast. I've looked for ground strap problems, none found. There is power going into the fuse block, but not coming back out of the fuse block. So internally, the fuse block is fried, apparently. Traveling Mike says, living the dream. Oh, yeah, don't talk to Kobe about birds. Sorry about these morning doves, Kobe. Make it here for the 4th of July. I don't know, Jeff. It may be a little bit later. By the time I get my Social Security on the 4th of July, or right about that time, I'll probably already have some jobs scheduled in Parker. I have to get the bonded insurance, and then I have regular insurance, of course, already on the truck. But and then the license plates. I have to make a determination. Am I going to get a 1-year plate, or I'm going to get a 2-year plate, or I'm going to get a 5-year plate? Am I going to get a standard plate, or am I going to get a personalized plate? Those are all decisions that I have not made just yet. But the main thing is getting it plated and or titled in my name. Even with a title, I could probably get another travel permit, and then in July, when I'm in Michigan, transfer the Michigan plate to the truck. I could do it that way as well. But I'm kind of getting patriotic about being in Arizona, which means I want to, if I really wanted to gold plate everything, I would want to personalize Arizona plate. Good for at least 2 years. We'll see what happens. If all I get is just a normal 1-year plate, I'll be back here in a year, God willing. So it shouldn't be an issue. I just have to get my driver's license renewed when I'm in Michigan. Hopefully they'll let me do it early, or even better yet, maybe they'll let me do it by mail, because my birthday is in December, and I'd actually like to be back out in this neck of the woods by December, if possible, or at least in Texas. I do want to visit the Houston, Texas area. And Holly is just going to keep ringing and ringing and ringing, but I'm not going to answer her. And she doesn't know that because she doesn't have internet at home, so I'm going to ignore Holly for once.
Just set it over there on that chair.
I'm going to turn the volume down, that's for sure.
Did you see what Lily said? I think you should read this.
Read what Lily said?
Yeah, no need to worry about yourself. You need to worry about yourself, Jack. No disrespect intended. So,
why would that be disrespectful, Lily?
Yeah.
I love you. That's great.
I think Jill would say the same thing.
Yeah, she would.
Yeah.
Oh, the girls are watching over me. I have to go to North Carolina as well. You're right, Carol, I do. And that would be on my way to Texas, believe it or not. Yeah, Timmy, that's Holly was calling. We're not doing any Holly jokes right now. She can wait till Tuesday. Your birthday's the end of May, okay, or November. I see. Yeah. Big heart from Lily. Now I'll let you know how it goes with the camera. Well, actually, you'll know if you see a posting tomorrow afternoon after we do our excursion up into the mountain. I'll be using Annie to do a video. So you'll know it because I'll probably put it right in the title.
Oh, Tommy's here. She Devil Adventures.
Yay! Good to see you, Tommy. We've got quite a few in the house. 22. Oh my goodness. That's a higher average than normal for me. Usually we run about 15, 16. But to be up above 20, yes, praise the Lord. You're right, Timmy. Okay, Kobe says he won't be able to tune in and get until July. Well, I thought you had another 10 days before you leave for Kenya, Kobe. Clue us in. What are you doing? And I do want to at least see pictures of a selfie of you and an ostrich. I'm not going to demand that you ride the ostrich, although that would be pretty cool.
It would be cool to watch.
Yeah. And he's lightweight enough that I don't think there would be a weight restriction on any of the ostriches in Kenya.
We're doing well, Tommy.
Yes, take care, Kobe, if you're leaving now. Oh. And Tommy, are you making any plans to possibly meet us at M24? I hope so. I'll get you up on stage with karaoke. Or trivia. I'm gonna be in charge of the trivia competition as well. Oh, and puddle jumping. Yeah, those are my 3 things. And with any luck, I'll have enough equipment with me to supply at least a tiny 20 percentile of the potluck with my famous, unbeknownst to you, dish.
Oh, let me get the gate. I'll be right back.
He's got to get the gate for Oki. You hear the doggy. Bye, Oki. Yeah, have fun. Give your daughter a hug for me. It's kind of cute seeing Okie drive the big Dodge truck. She's so little. She's no bigger than a minute. And there off she goes. I believe she's meeting her daughter in Tucson. And they're going to Burlington Coat Factory, and who knows, mom and daughter type thing. It should be fun. Oh, Tommy, your bus is shorter than mine, a little bit shorter. Mine's 40 feet overall. What is yours, Tommy? How many feet long is your bus? We got Okie on film driving up.
We did.
Yeah.
William had a question earlier.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, Steve, any Western Pacific videos coming? I was there for 10 years.
Ah,
You must be talking about Okinawa, William. That's where Okie is from. We typically go back every couple of years to visit family.
Lassie Lely, thank you for coming aboard. I'll see you soon.
But we just got back recently, 3-4 months ago. And it'll be a couple of years before I get back.
Tommy, you'll get used to it. 24 feet, that's nothing. That's like driving a big station wagon car. You're just sitting up higher. It's all only difference. On our time zone, okay. Lily has left the building.
Where's she at right now?
She's in Texas.
Okay.
Yep. She's our Texas gal for sure. Although she's not originally from Texas, surprisingly.
I think we met her in Quartzsite.
Yes, and she speaks fondly of that visit. Yeah. That's when you went and met Tina as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Tina speaks very fondly of Lily as well. They went rock hounding and to the gems displays in the big tent, and of course Quartzsite has a gem shop or two. Yeah, Lily was in her glory. Tina's a little bit of a rock hound, but not like Lily. It was rather funny, the videos that Tina did from there. Let's see, Captain Jack, why do I do a YouTube of the John Wayne Museum in Texas? I might, not this trip, but perhaps next year. I do know where that museum is. And there are some other things in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that I'd like to go to. They also have a space museum in Fort Worth, Dallas, as well as Houston, of course. But there's actually one out here in Pima County, near Tucson, which I have not visited yet. I may actually hit that before I leave the area this summer. If not, well, I'll be back this way in the wintertime. Lake of Dreams, Merrill, Michigan. You're correct, Kyle. That's where it's at. Yeah, deep in the heart of Texas. You're right, Carol. That's where Lily is. She is in the heart of Texas. Technically, what we call the Desert Hill Country, or excuse me, the Texas Hill Country. It's an interesting area. The Texans are very proud of their flowers that grow everywhere. And I learned from Lily we can thank Lady Bird Johnson for all of the flowers in Texas. She mandated that when she was first lady and her husband was president of the United States, she mandated that Texas plant flowers, and boy, did they. How do the koi fare in the high temps? That's a good question, Phil. I'll let Steve address that.
I was typing, but I'll tell you verbally. The pond is set into the ground a couple feet, and it's built with concrete on the bottom and good sized rocks around the outside of it. So it stays cool enough where the koi and the goldfish do just fine in the summer, and they do fine in the winter. It doesn't get cold enough to ice over in the wintertime. It stays warm enough. So it's works pretty well.
So Tommy, maybe that'll be something that you and I can more or less plan together. We'll have a little mini meetup perhaps in Texas. One of my goals is to get down to Houston area, Port Aransas in particular, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's Aransas, Port Aransas. And there's another nomad YouTuber who hangs out in that area. He's been there for about 5 years now, and that's Boondocking with Dennis. And he has an extremely great sense of humor, but he really is living in a pickup cap, not a camper. You know, he can't stand up in the back of his truck, but he has quite the setup. And there's 2 hummingbirds right now. Let's see if I can capture them. Hopefully you can see them. Can they see them, Steve? Can you see them? Am I aiming it right?
Yeah, you got it.
Isn't that incredible? Oh, 3 of them now.
Oh, now they're fighting. We got a hummingbird fight on our hands here. We may have to referee without the boxing gloves.
Yes, we're going to call it, instead of the flight of the hummingbirds, we're going to call it the fight of the hummingbirds. We may have to put our helmets on. No, I have not been to the one in Alamogordo, excuse me. Hard to say, Mike. It's worse than Huachuca. Alamogordo. I've been close. And depending, I'm probably going to take the northern route when I do leave Arizona in the next 6 weeks, 7 weeks, whatever it takes. So I'll be way north of Alamogordo, but perhaps next year, depending on fuel costs, especially if I'm driving the bus. What our diesel prices have come down now, but we'll have a new administration come wintertime. Well, I say we have a new administration. Maybe I should knock on wood. Give me your head.
Well, anyway, diesel prices are cheaper than gasoline.
Yeah, in many cases
crazy.
They are.
I've never seen it that way.
So, Tommy, this is kind of interesting too, because I believe you have a diesel. The prices have finally come down to where, for me, it will be just as economical to drive the bus as it is the Chevy, the classic Chevy. The Chevy gets a little over 8 miles to the gallon right now. Perhaps it'll get better if we fix the fuel leak, but because I think that's a brand new problem. But anyways, the average is about 8.5 gallons per mile for the truck. And the school bus, Synchronicity, her average is 8.5 miles per gallon of diesel. So it matters not which one at this point in time.
Well, the bus, you have a lot more room. Right?
Yes.
So that's a plus for that.
Yes, I'll be able to take a shower when I want. It's all set up pretty. I haven't installed my black tank yet, but it's set up as a regular Class A.
Have you installed your bucket?
Now the bucket's in the camper right now.
Okay.
But for the bus, I plan to have a composting. So, although I will say that I have, for instance, in your camper, in your Winnebago, I like how your toilet is designed. It makes a lot of sense. And I actually thought, I could practically build one of these by adapting a cassette toilet. Build it up a little higher where you're not sitting on the floor on the toilet, and which is definitely a plus.
Carol had a question. You stay there permanently. If you're talking about where we're at now, Carol, yes, this is our home base. It's paradise for us. It does get hot in the summertime. And sometimes Oki and I will head up to the mountains for 2 or 3 weeks in the summer when it gets hot. The issue that we have this summer is water. We have a water well going in starting on the 24th that we're sharing with our neighbor. So we're going to stick around for the water well drilling and then all the associated work that goes with it. So we won't be traveling much this summer. But yeah, this is our permanent home base, our little bit of paradise. And you did a walk around video this morning, right?
Yep. Yeah, the 2 videos that I did this morning, part 1 and part 2, pretty much show you 90% of Stephen Oakey's property here. A little bit of paradise that's been carved in or out of the Ironwood Monument Desert. Avra Canyon, I believe is.
Well, Avra Valley
Avra
is this
Valley.
whole area. It's basically, got mountains not surrounding it, but on the south end and the west end.
Right.
And it's a depression in the earth in this area, and that's where the water flow is. And it's typically called Avra Valley. We're on the very north end of Avra Valley.
If you consult your atlases, go to the state of Arizona and find Tucson, which is pretty easy to find, pretty much centralized in Arizona. And go due west 40 miles an hour and we'll wave at you.
Right. And if you search Ironwood Forest National Monument, that's where we're at. It's 129,000 acres. And you've been around here a couple of times. We'll go up to Ragatot Mountain tomorrow to the base of it. And then I'll wait down at the bottom while you hike up to the top. And you can sign your name in the book up there at the very top, which is only 3,200 feet.
Right. I do have to ask permission of the spirits, though, before I hike up there.
You probably should, yeah.
Yes. God help me. All right. The Flintstones Museum. I have heard of that, Timmy. I'm not positive where it is. I thought that the Flintstones Museum was in, believe it or not, Colorado, but I could be wrong. I do know that there is a Jellystone amusement park. So that kind of goes along with the Hanna-Barbera cartoon themes. We go look for Yogi and Boo Boo. See if they have any picnic baskets for us. All right. We got Kobe. The damn birds playing. Okay, they're evil. Carol, I didn't do all that well in history class myself because the teacher made it way too easy. He would give us the answers to any exams or tests that we had to take the day before. So if you had any kind of mnemonic ability, you would ace the test the next day. Did you retain what you were memorizing for a one-day event? No, I didn't. So even though I got A's in history, I don't know shit about history. I am now learning it, 45 years later. And it's fascinating.
Oh, Flintstones Museum is north of Williams towards the Grand Canyon. Okay.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Jeff wants to know who's coming to the M24. I'm going to M24, Jeff. I can probably figure out a way to pick you up. We'll manage. Michigan Carol's a little closer to you. Maybe she'll scoop you up. Or who else is over in your direction? I'm not sure, but we'll get it figured out, Jeff. Don't worry. Kyle and Maria, they'll be coming, and they can scoot you up too.
Lucas says it's getting hot, Dad.
Traveling Mike, I might, because I am planning on taking the northern route. However, I may not scooch north until I get to Missouri, because I do have a chore to do for Rose, and I'd also like to meet Dakota Waters at her property, work on Rose's van for a day or two, and then I'll probably wander north. And instead of going across Illinois, Chicago area, which I hate, unfortunately, I may, depending on the expense, and I don't think the truck is going to get it, the bit in its mouth. It's not going to care whether I go directly to Sparta, Michigan, the shortest route, or where I take and go up through Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, perhaps get to visit with Raven in a van. I would like to see some of the Wisconsin Dells area where she lives, and then go into the Upper Peninsula near where Kobe lives. He'll be back from Kenya by then, and visit with him at Guajobic, I think is how you pronounce it. Anyways, he's not far from the other Ironwood. Yes, we're in Ironwood here, but there's Ironwood, Michigan, in the Upper Peninsula. And then come down Highway 2 and come south across the bridge to where all the trolls live under the bridge in my area of Michigan, which would be kind of interesting. I've never been up that way. I've been as far as Ironwood, coming up from the south across the bridge and over across the, wow, that's a big bird. Mm-hmm. I don't have my glasses on to actually.
Red-tailed hawk.
Red-tailed hawk. Yeah. Okay, I thought it was a hawk. Anyways, I've not gone from the Wisconsin side ever, so it might be a bonus on this trip. Again, it's in God's hands. Depends on money, time. We'll see. Thank you, Carol. Oh, Kelly's here. Welcome aboard, Kelly. See, now there's another route I could go. I could go to London, Ontario first, and then come back to Michigan. Go visit Kelly, and then there's Ellie, Miss Canadian Scrapper, lives in London, Ontario, or the vicinity. Would love to meet her as well. She's the queen of scrapping in my book, and not scrap books. I'm talking metal scrapping.
Metal scrapping.
Yep, she's got it down to a science.
All right, I'm going to step away. So okay. Good to see everybody, and thanks for having me on, Jack.
You betcha.
Hope everybody is having a good day, and catch up with you later.
We're past our hour allotted time, so in about 5 minutes here, I'll be signing off as well. And then it'll probably be time to refill the water bottle. Thank you, Steve. So, this is great. June 6th, come to London, Ontario. Is there something special going on? Is there Shakespearean Theater having an event? There's no way I'm going to make it. Oh, 2025. Now that makes it different. If it's going to be 2024, I'm already too late because it's June 8th today. But yeah, if there's an event in London, Ontario in June of next year, it's a possibility. Remind me, keep me informed. But I'd love to come up there and meet you and your fiance. Well, you might be married by the time I get there. And of course, Ellie. I definitely want to meet Ellie and see what kind of beaver puplets she's rounded up. Okay, I'll check, Timmy. You're a gnome. I bet you are, Jeffrey. V and Michael Ann are up in that area as well. Oh, are you talking London, Ontario area? You're talking V. Just call me V. And of course, Michael Ann. Yeah, I think you're right. I do kind of recall that they're over that direction in London, Ontario. I've been to London, Ontario like 5 times in my entire life. Most particularly because of the Shakespearean Theater, which I totally adore. I very much enjoy going to the theater in London. And it's not that far of a drive from where I live. It's a 250, 300 mile one way. Stay overnight in the London area or Windsor sometimes area, and then head back the next day. I've actually not spent any more time than that, and who knows, maybe this time around it's see what they have for provincial camping in the London area and stay a day or two rather than in and out. Not a teenager anymore. 300 miles. Oh gosh, I've been driving all day. I don't do those 1,200 one-way shots anymore. Yes, I want to meet Nancy Drew as well, Timmy. For sure. She's a mystery. On purpose, I'm sure. 213. Let's see what. Somebody sent me a photo. I have a feeling it's. There it is. Okay, the Flintstones. Flintstones Museum, Raptor Ranch in Cocoino, if I'm saying that right, County, Arizona. And they have playground swings. What a plus. And it's near Williams, Arizona. Okay. Kind of up by the Grand Canyon. I'm not going to make it up there, I don't believe, this trip. Shame on me, but the closest I'm going to get probably to the Grand Canyon this trip, in the next couple months, will be Kingman. I'll make it as far north as Kingman, Arizona. Then I'm going to start heading east, probably drift across the top of Phoenix, across New Mexico, Albuquerque. I'll kind of be hovering around 40, I-40, either north or south of 40. I won't be on 40 if I can help it. And then I'm going to have to be real particular when I get into Oklahoma out of Texas, because my experience has been when in Texas, you drive like the Texans, roughly 100, 110 miles per hour with your Longhorn hood ornament on your Cadillac, and you're just flying along eastbound. And then suddenly, you've now become accustomed to keeping up with traffic, and you're running 100 miles an hour, and you cross the Texas-Oklahoma state line into Oklahoma, and you are stopped, and you are ticketed, and you are expected to pay now or go to jail. Seriously, that has happened to me 40 years ago. I have no idea what it's like right now, but I don't think the Oklahoma State Troopers take kindly to you doing, 110 in a 70-mile-per-hour zone. They're waiting for you. It's hard to get your foot out of the accelerator when you're running in Texas. Well, thank you, William. You are so kind. I missed you, Rose? How did I miss you? I thought you were in chat. I'm caught up on texts, I think. Speed demon, yeah. That was back in the day when I was running a 73 Gran Torino. She would fly. Prior to that was a 65 Dodge van, 6-cylinder. Well, sure enough, get pulled over in Oklahoma. But I think that was more because we had Michigan plates. They were looking for drug runners back in 72. Yeah, there's Rose. She's right there. Let me do the Ray thing. Scrolling. Al Pacino regularly do Shakespeare in Central Park. Oh, wow. I did not know that. It's a nicer sided Mike. 20-foot bass boat to Indiana. And drove up through Canada, went to Canadian side of the Niagaras. My sister and I were talking about that. She says that she has crossed Niagara Falls on the bridge on the state side probably 10 or 12 times because they would be en route to races somewhere in New York. My brother-in-law was a race car driver. What was it called? American Sprint or I can't remember the exact name. It's like the one step below NASCAR. That was his field of racing. And then he moved up from there into Indy style. But anyways, weekends, zoom somewhere into New York State and go race and then zoom back to Michigan because he had to be to work Monday morning. And she said normally they'd be crossing the Niagara Falls at night, never stopped to see the Niagara Falls. Even to this day, she's not been to Niagara Falls. Come to think of it, neither have I. I have been in northern New York State. I love Letchworth State Park. What a gorgeous, gorgeous place with the canyons and the mountains and the northern Alleghenies, I believe. And they've got, streams and rivers, and it's just beautiful. I intend to go there again. Keep me away from the skyscrapers and the big city. I don't much give a crap about the Big Apple. But give me Letchworth State Park and the Poconos. Yeah, I'd be happy. All right, let me scroll down now. See if I've missed anything. Okay, Timmy. Thank you for being aboard. Carol's laughing at Jeffrey. Okay, Timmy, we'll check them out. Actually, Jeff, I've had it past 80 miles per hour. And it wasn't shaking apart. Ron Darrell, welcome aboard. I'm only going to be on a few more minutes, but I'm broadcasting from Steve's place here in the Ironwood Monument. We've gone on a couple walks this morning. I've done a couple videos. I'm charging the battery up on my drone, which I've never flown. Perhaps Monday morning, or maybe perhaps this afternoon. If it, let me see what the temperature is. It's already past 90. May just relax this afternoon and kick back and drink water. Because it is predicted to get a little on the warmish side. Let me see what it. Whoops, cancel that. I'm not trying to call anybody. Okay. Right now in Marana, which is our closest community, basically 40 miles to the west of Tucson, it says 95 degrees and sunny. We may have to shovel a lot of sunshine off the porch this afternoon. That's an everyday chore around here. So if it's 95 in Marana right now, chances are it's nearly 100 right here where I'm sitting. Although, as Steve says, it's low humidity. Humidity yesterday was 10%. So it didn't really, it was warm. You could feel it. It was like a furnace, especially if you're, sun reflecting off the concrete or even the driveway off the sand. It was hot. You could feel it like a furnace blowing at you. But blowing at you, that's the nice part. There is a breeze. So as you sweat, you're getting a little bit of evaporation and it cools you off. But you must stay hydrated. And I am. I got my wonderful big ice mug, if you will, from Copper Queen Community Hospital in Bisbee. Flyer drones. Yeah, I've never flown yet, Kobe. I did a $12 toy drone that I bought at the thrift store. I lost that within 10 minutes. This time I've got a Vivitar. I bought it like 3.5 years ago. It's a monster compared to Steve's little Mavic. This thing's a monster. But it has little range. It'll only go 1,000 feet, whereas Steve's will go 4 miles. This goes 1,000 feet away. I don't know what the altitude is. I know you're supposed to stay about 400 feet total. 10 minutes flying time. I haven't yet learned how to use the camera part. But anyways, the battery is charging. I've been doing a little reading on it. Learn how to use the controls. There goes a big lizard. Wow. Yeah, it'll be fun. Play around with it. Steve is a veteran drone pilot, so I know I will learn a lot from him in the next few days concerning how to fly the drone properly, safely, that type of thing. Traveling Mike, Northern New York. Messina, Hogansburg area. Robert Moses State Park. Dwight D. Eisenhower Lock. I'm familiar with that. I don't believe I've seen it, but I have seen other videos of it along the St. Lawrence, if I'm not mistaken. I've been to Maine and New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. I'd like to go again. So that might be 2 years away from now that I will explore more of the East Coast. For now and this coming winter and spring months, I think I'm pretty much going to be out here in the Southwest. Perhaps this time next year, I'll get up to the Grand Canyon. There's things in Nevada I'd like to see. Utah, Montana. Yeah, I think next summer that'll be more of the focus. And then the following summer, 2026, East Coast. That's all tentative. It's all in God's hands. Wherever I'm led. I may be led to Australia. Who knows where I'm going to be led? Or maybe the southern states. Who knows the most southern state in the United States? What is the most southernmost state? Let's see if anybody can guess. Oh, first person view, like those VR sets. Yeah, Steve was talking about those. He doesn't have one, but I think he's thinking of it. You wear this headset. Oh, I don't have it totally all planned out, Kobe. It's just tentative dreams at this point in time. And as said, it's all in God's hands. I don't know what's going to happen next month. Sure, Holly wants me home to hang pictures for her and move stuff and do this and do that. Probably wait on her hand and foot like she was accustomed to for so many years. That's not going to happen. Sure, I'll hang some pictures for her, but then I might be out the door heading for Hardy Dam. Yeah, I'm not going to be at her beck and call. I've managed to not be at her beck and call now for 7 months, and that will continue. I'm not going to get tied down. Yeah, Ron, please stay cool. Stay hydrated. Walcott, New York. Outside of Geneva. Okay, I've heard of those places. Does anybody know what the southernmost state is? I do plan on getting my passport. When I do get home to Michigan, one of the first things on my list is to go through my old office, which I no longer use, but go through the old office. Somewhere tucked in there is my birth certificate. Once I find my birth certificate, I can go to the post office and apply for my passport. Because I definitely want it for next year. Baja is definitely on my list. I would love to go down to Tumbleweed's place and mooch stock there for a few days. And I definitely want to be able to camp where I can see the Pacific Ocean and the, what is that called? The Baja Bay. What is that called? Can't remember. But it's down by, I think the name of the area is Cabo San Luis or Cabo San Lucas. I don't know. But definitely want to go down there. Kobe, you are correct. Hawaii is the most southernmost state. That throws a lot of people when you say, what's the southernmost state? And people will guess Alabama, Louisiana, Florida, California, even Texas, along the Gulf Coast. But no, it's Hawaii. Yeah, you're right, Rose. Most southern is Hawaii. And it will be a trivia question at M24, so just keep it in mind. You're going to go out to the Michigan meetup, and then head to Arizona, then Baja, and then Washington, but not D.C. I'm sure Washington State. You love trivia, Phil? Good. Yeah, Kevin put me in charge. I don't know why, but I do have a plan for it. It might not be as professionally run as some of the trivia game shows, but we'll have a good time. There'll be scoring sheets, and I don't know if we'll have a big screen TV, but we'll have something. and I'm sure we'll do it at the pavilion so we can have the big screen TV, and of course I'll have the karaoke machine for sound system. And I don't know who's going to be my assistant, whether it'll be Maria or Tina, or I don't know, but I will need an assistant when I do the trivia night or trivia afternoon, whenever we host or have the trivia presentation, a couple hour game. Uh, and of course, I believe Friday night will be karaoke. Uh, and there's a good chance that Maria will be involved with that one. She did a fantastic job with me last year. And, in fact, I got to keep up with her. She's better at it. And then Saturday night is Sonia with a J. With her DJ music and dancing. We'll be dancing. That's after the potluck. We got quite a few events going on. Saturday morning at some point, probably before, I don't know, either before pancake breakfast or after pancake breakfast, will be puddle jump. Whether we go in the lake of dreams or we come up with another man-made puddle, heated man-made puddle. We don't know what the weather's going to be. There's that. And God knows what else is going to happen. George Ann was originally going to teach a class on wrapping gemstones with copper, but that has been canceled. Whether we replace it with another type of craft show or seminar, I don't know yet. M24 is September 19th through 22nd, and that's at Merrill, Michigan. Merrill, Michigan is right on M46, basically between Mount Pleasant and Bay City. It's closer to Bay City. 15 miles west of Bay City is Merrill, Michigan, and that's where Lake of Dreams is located. I believe the rates for a site are, I want to say 37 per night. I could be wrong. It could be a little less. However, they are very gracious hosts at Lake of Dreams Campground. It is off season as well. Therefore, they have become a big part of our group. The actual campground is one of our hosts, if you will, our host, sponsor. Of course, that's to their advantage as well, but it's very helpful to us because as we fill up the campgrounds, they are allowing us to double up on campsites. So, for instance, I have campsite 71, I believe, this year. I'll have the bus, but there's still room for somebody else to park next to me in their minivan or their van. So we can double up on campsites and save money. You cut that right in half. Day visitors are still $6. You can come for all day for $6 if you're not staying overnight. They do have cabins. There's 3 of them. Obviously, you would have to reserve it. I know that other people who have come in previous years have rented cabins. Last year, Kenny from AKA Fordman, he rented a cabin. I think the year before that, Bree and Cookie and a couple other people had a cabin. They're like $90 per night. Nice little cabins. One thing though, the cabins do not have restroom. You still have to walk to the restroom. But for sleeping provision, it's perfect. What else can I say? It's a nice campground. It very much is. Look it up. There's a web page about it. Kevin's his normal web page, not on the Facebook group, but on his YouTube channel, Where RV Staying. He also has a website, Where RV Staying, and there's a lot of information on there concerning Lake of Dreams campgrounds. And he, after our first year, he became a seasonal. He has a seasonal lot at Lake of Dreams now. So, I mean, he can still hook up and tow and go traveling with his trailer, but for the most part, it is permanently parked at Lake of Dreams campground. He's got his own little site. He's got a deck, and he's got a tiki bar, and I mean, he's got it all set up really nice as a getaway. Get out of Detroit and go to Lake of Dreams every weekend. So he's really become a part of the seasonal people group at Lake of Dreams. But of course, he's number one for the M series, as I'm starting to call it now, of our meetups. So between him and myself, we have a little bit to do. Kevin carries the bulk of the football. I'm more of the tight end. Oh, let's see. What's Kelly saying? Get your passport. Fiance was actually born in the States. Talk to him about eventually coming out that way. So much to plan between now. Your wedding is June 6, 2025. Now I know why you want me to come to London on June 6, 2025. Thank you, Kelly. You've made it even more important to me. I'm going to give you a 50% chance at this point in time you'll see me there. I'll crash your wedding party. Is there anyone out here who's objecting? I'll yell out, I want her. It'll be fun. Oh, my goodness. Raisin Roselle. Yeah, I'll see. Recommendation as to when you should go. Options. That's part of the fun of more or less embracing this nomadic style of life. My goodness, the options. They're truly there. Don't like your neighbors, turn the key. You do like your neighbors, stick around for a while. Maybe do like I do. Do a couple gigs for Circle K or some other, Walmart. They're starting to have more and more gig work where you go in for 4 hours and stock shelves or whatever. There's a couple other companies out there besides ShiftSmart, whom I predominantly work through now with these gig work jobs. There's another one called Survey. And even though their name is Survey, it's a lot more than just doing surveys, where you go into a store and you take pictures. You're kind of a secret shopper, that type of thing. No, there's actually work where you can work 8 hours a day, setting up Frito-Lay displays, maintaining Frito-Lay displays, that type of work. As a matter of fact, there's a newer channel on YouTube, It's called Eat, Pray Van, or Pray Van Eat. Anyways, her name is Patricia, and I believe her dog's name is, I want to say Joey, or is it Boogie? Boogie. I think it's Boogie. So Patricia and Boogie, and she's done some work for this company called Survey. I have looked at it. I need to turn in my background, my profile picture, and then they've already sent me things saying, "Do you want to take this job or that job?" I wasn't able to, but there may be a potentiality there of working for them, especially when I get back into the Michigan area. Patsy was telling me that Shift Smart's kind of slowing down, at least on the portion of Shift Smart that she participates in. She doesn't participate in Circle K. I do. So I'm not terribly worried that I'm going to have a lack of work when I get back to Michigan as far as gig work. I think I'll have plenty of work. If not, there's always scrapping. Trip to Thailand. Wow. All right. I am to that point now. We are over an hour and a half on here. So it's actually really it's close to time. This laptop needs to be plugged in so it's ready for 6 p.m. Eastern time this afternoon. I do have to put up a thumbnail. In the meanwhile, I hope everyone has a wonderful afternoon with whatever you're participating in today. I hope your weather's good. I hope you're not fighting tornadoes whipping through your living room and things like that. Tired of being a nail stripper? Good one, Ron. Well, people don't know it, but I am wearing my kilt. Well, one of them. I am wearing my mini kilt. However, I have not gone totally Scottish Rite. I do have underwear on, but I am wearing a kilt. It's comfortable. All righty, mateys. We will see you this afternoon. Well, afternoon for me, evening for you, mostly on the East Coast or Midwestern states. 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard or Arizona time. So I'm basically 3 hours difference than you are. Well, we'll see you then. I look forward to it. And thank you for being aboard, everyone. In the meanwhile, fair winds and smiles. And as always, may God bless. We'll catch you soon. Thank you for being aboard. End the stream.